Live from Southern California, Circle Track TV, bringing you the Auto Club 400. Let's go down to the pit with Nico with a weather and track report.
How you boys doing today? It's beautiful out, 78 degrees, partly cloudy. Track temp is 81 degrees. Let's go racing at Auto Club. Back to you, Bo.
Let's get this field set with a 39.583. At your pole, the 11 from North Carolina, it's Dustin Powers. Outside row 1, it's the 1 from Texas, John Payson. Row 2, the 23 of Jason Hand. Outside row 2, the 24 of Tom Laverty. Row 3, Clef Duthit from Texas, the 10. Outside of him, George Bentus, the number 15 from Iberia. Row 4, the 5 from Illinois, it's Rusty Modesty. Outside row 4, the number 4, Mark Sanchez. Row 5, the number 18 of Brandon Limecooler, last week's Daytona 500 winner. Outside of row 5, it's the 7 of Randy Belk. Row 6, the 17 of Daniel Skelton. Outside row 6, the 16, Aiden Hill. Row 7, Steve Alves, the 13 from New England. Outside row 7, the number 28, David Carrier. Row 8, the number 3, Joe Owens. Outside of the row 8, it's the 8, Max Gamble from Canada. Row 9, David Mayberry, number 30. Outside row 9, Josh McCoy, the 2nd, number 26. And row 10, Steve Strittmatter, number 27. Outside 10 is Josh Buckman, the 29. Row 11, the number 6, Devin Cullycutt. Outside of him, the 9 of Landon Komet. Row 12, Jose Polanco, the 2. Seth Fitzpatrick, the number 12. Row 13, Kwame Agi, the number 14. Outside of him, Joe Beasley, the 19. Row 14, Igor Martinez, the number 20. Outside row 14, Neto Vidal, the number 21 from Brazil. And row 15, Jerry Sowers, the 22. And rounding out the field, the number 25, David Adamson. As we are underway from Auto Club. Out and away, the number 11, Dustin Powers. Tony, Dustin Powers, repping that Central Cyclones racing paint. As you saw last week at Daytona, Brandon Limecooler, also in this race, took the victory home.
Yeah, it's just a brand new racing team. Two guys getting together out of a garage, man. They're building a lot of chemistry on the track here today.
As Powers maintaining that solid lead. Hand, Payson, Duthit, Modesty, and Limecooler. Going that track temp real cool again this week. After we saw that cool one from Daytona, what are you expecting here today?
I think we're going to be fast here today. It could play out a lot like last week, but we'll find out today. I mean, no one's going to know right off the top.
Dustin in full Gappleby mode. 8-car length, 80 laps here today. Final race from the Auto Club 400 here in Fontana. Track built in 1996. Holds 84,000 fans. Yeah, it's kind of running single file. Nobody really getting out of line here early. Powers, Payson, Hand, Modesty, and Limecooler, your top 5. Duthit, Skelton, Laverty, Bentes, and McCoy, your top 10. As we want to thank everybody that's riding along with us here at Circle Track TV. Week number 2. Just 4 laps in, we got 88 to go. We will get down to the pits momentarily with Nico B. Slicko, kind of fill out what the pit strategies are going to look like here at Auto Club. A little bit different than Daytona. Still some drafting that you're going to have to deal with in this race. But one of the widest 2-mile tracks, Tone. Going to leave a lot of room for a lot of moves.
Yeah, today it could get dangerous out there. We don't know what these guys are going to do, how aggressive they're going to want to be early, but I think it's going to be a good race for these fans out here today.
As Power still leading us around, dominating here early. The Chevrolet, 4 Chevys up front, 2 Fords. The number 11, Central Cyclones. Dustin Powers, top 10 in Division 2. Looking to climb his way up there in Division 1 after this season, just having an unbelievable start.
Yeah, and you can see why. Look how far he is out in front of everybody else. He's just got a fast car all year. He's killing the game right now. No one can catch him.
Right now, finding the groove. Want to thank a few of our sponsors here, Tony, while we got a chance. Dude Wipes, Applebee's, Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Seneca Reds. Also a special thanks to Piggly Wiggly, as we've been clean through 6 here on the Bone and Tone Show, 77.6 the list. Dustin Powers out front. Take a look at Lime Cooler as he pulls all the way up into the 2nd position, Tone. Last week, won that Daytona on that big move, and here he is again trying to do a little something.
Yeah, hey, look who's 1 and 2, Central Cyclones. Those guys now are going to be able to work together this whole race.
It's absolutely unbelievable that this early in this team's career that they're running this well. As you take a look, there is Daniel Skelton. He had a nice run last week at Daytona. He finds himself in 4th. As John Payson in Modesty. Really just a race for 2nd right now as Dustin Powers is gapping everybody at this moment. Lots of racing left here from Fontana. Right now, it's all Dustin Powers. As you take a look at the Lime Cooler, Modesty, Payson, 2 Chevrolets, a Ford, 1, 2, 3. As now Clef, the 10, he's starting to work his way up. As you got a little race right there for 3rd as Payson's going to take over 3rd position. As we're going to take a moment here, go down to the pits, talk to Nick Obislicko, see what some of these race strategies. Nick, what lap are these guys looking to pit if we go full green?
We're looking to pit around lap 40, 45. That is if there's no caution. We're kind of hoping that there isn't. We've got some good racing going on today.
As you hear there, Tone, that almost a non-pit stop. You could probably get through this race with just 2.
Yeah. You want to know how far Powers is ahead? Doesn't even look like he's in the race.
Absolutely gapping the field right now. Dustin Powers in full control. Lime Cooler, Modesty, Payson, Skelton, your 5. Duthit, McCoy, Hand, Bentez, and Buckman. You round out your top 10 right now. As you take a look at the Central Cyclone Chevrolet number 11, absolutely getting it. Powers wanting this race to stay green for a while, Tony. He's loving life.
Yeah, he's just so fast right now. No one can catch him.
As you take a look, Buckman working his way up to 10th. We finally got a Toyota in the top 10. Nobody really getting out of line. A lot of room as these Class A drivers, as we spoke of last week, they got just a little more skill on iRacing. As you take a look at the 3 car of Joe Owens there. Going to work himself into the top 10 now as Duthit is going to get by Payson. Lime Cooler, Modesty kind of loving their position there at 2nd and 3rd. As everybody knows that we got a full 80 laps here today. No one really making any missteps thus far. As we ride along with the 3 of Joe Owen. He's in his backup car due to the crash in practice, Tone. I would think he's loving life right now, just being in the top 10 on that backup car.
Yeah, backup car, you know, running good here today. He's happy with what he's got today, so he's loving life, like you were saying.
Lap 12 of Eddie the Bone and Tone Show. Fontana, California. Auto Club 400 for the last time. Will we have a finish like last week? As we take a look at the overhead blimp view from the Piggly Wiggly blimp. Just an absolute travesty, Tone, that they're going to close this track down after today.
Yeah, is Powers going to be the last one to win it here? I mean, this is just setting up to be a great race.
As you can really kind of get an idea just how far Dustin is out of front here. As he is just coming down turn 4 there, just getting into turn 3. He's absolutely running away right now. Now Fitzpatrick's going to find himself in the top 10. As 7 and 8, Owen and Skelton shoveling out. Owen makes a nice little move all the way up to 6th. 84,000 fans, standing room only for the final race here in Fontana. Kind of unusual to have back-to-back temperatures this cool on these two tracks, Daytona and Fontana. It's going to get really interesting around lap 40 to lap 45. Like Nico B. Slicko said, that's where we should see green flag pit stops. But right now, absolutely nobody got anything for the 11 hours. Set your top 10. Powers, Lime Cooler, Modesty, Owen, as Payson moves up to 4th. Duthit, Fitzpatrick, Hand, Skelton, and McCoy right now. A lot of Chevys in the top 10. As you take a look there at the 23, Jason Hand. Not a lot of action early on. Everybody kind of being tight. Just 16 done. 80 total laps here from Fontana. Central Cyclones. 1-2. Modesty. The only Ford on the board, Tone. Chevrolet is absolutely dominating early here in Auto Club.
Yeah, what do they say? Like a rock? And they
Oh,
mean
boy. That's absolutely true. As Dustin Powers still cruising right along. Glad to bring you this race, Circle Track TV. Auto Club 400 as we take a look at the 11. Got a sponsorship deal in the works with Seneca Reds. He's been really running hard to get these sponsors done. I feel great for the guy.
Yeah, I'm real proud of him.
Brandon Lime Cooler, Dustin Powers hooked up almost 8 years ago to make this team, now running 1-2 at Auto Club. As they get a little bit 3 wide there behind Lime Cooler. As they run 2x2 and then single file thereafter. Powers, Lime Cooler, Fitzpatrick worked his way up to 3rd. Owen and Modesty round out your top 5. Auto Club 400. Jeff Gordon, your first ever winner in 96. Who's going to be the final winner? 62 laps to decide it. That's Max Gamble, the 8, starting to make a little move as he has worked himself up to 8th. And now you see the 15 of George Bentez, who had a fine run at Daytona last week. Got it cut short on an accident. They're feeling confident coming in here to Fontana. It's right up his alley of what he likes to run this wide of a track. He likes to work both sides, Tone.
that's just what he likes to do here, man. That's him. That's his team. That's his strategy. So we'll see how it pays off.
As we're almost through 20. Everybody being nice thus far. When we start to tickle down toward them last 5 to 10 laps, Tone, I think we're going to see a lot more action on this wide of a track.
Yeah, I think they're going to get aggressive. They're being really patient right now, so I think there's going to be some fireworks toward the end.
Kind of just a little bit of strategy. Want to thank our sponsors once again, Circle Track TV, bringing it to you live. Want to thank Dude Wipes, Applebee's, Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Seneca Reds, and Piggly Wiggly for that famous blimp shot that we had earlier, as we got Power still riding along all alone. So you know what time that is, fans. Time for everybody to turn it up. As we want to thank Circle Track TV for all these famous shots we're getting here, Tony. Sun's starting to peek through the clouds as we got a little movement up front. Fitzpatrick has overtaken Lime Cooler for the second place position. Owen, Douthat, Hand, Modesty, Belk, Bentez, and Payson right now in your top 10. A couple Fords and 8 Chevrolets as Dustin Powers continues to put the Gappleby on the rest of the field here. As you take a look at the LGBTQ Bud Light. Beautiful drone footage. 24 laps. Fontana. 56 more to go to crown our final champion here from Southern California. As you take a look, Tone, they're starting to use those multiple grooves that they're talking about on this track, that you can run 3 or 4 different lines, Tone.
I was just watching there, and everybody was on a different line there. Nobody was bunching up, so they're trying to figure out what's working here.
Lots of room as we've been green all the way. Left Douthat trying to hang on to that 5th. His hand starts to press him. Powers, Fitzpatrick, Lime Cooler, Owen, and Douthat. Everybody playing nice. As we start to work toward those first pit stops, Tone, I think we're going to see some of this field bunch back up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what usually happens here. So, I mean, I think everybody here driving today knows there's going to be a caution, knows everybody's got to pit. They're not worried about Dustin running out front right now. They're just keeping it, playing it safe here. So.
Absolutely. Now Lime Cooler. Owen fighting for 3. Got a drag race right here. Lime Cooler trying to hang on to the 3 as the 7 goes to the inside. Randy Belk, haven't mentioned him. All of a sudden, he's there.
Oh,
And look at Lime Cooler. He gets a little bit sloppy there. Went up high to block him.
that was
Able to hang
dangerous.
onto it.
That was dangerous there, Bone. He could have been in for it there. He saved it though.
As you know, the 18, known for making big, crazy moves, as we've seen on turn 3 and 4 last week at Daytona. Now Belk going to take that third position. Now Lime Cooler takes it right back. Powers out front, eating a picnic. Fitzpatrick, Lime Cooler, Hand, and Belk battling second through fifth. Modesty, Owen, Douthat, Skelton, and now Gamble round out your top 10. Payson, Buckman, and Sanchez, they're right there on the tail of that final 10, Tone. Oh, we got a yellow flag. I didn't
Yellow
get to see
flag.
just
I didn't
exactly
see
what
it.
happened.
Hey, there's that caution we were talking about.
Gonna have our first caution here from Auto Club. As we got through over 25 consecutive laps green. And for the first time all race, Dustin Powers gonna have a little company up front. Let's set that top 10. The 11 of Powers, Fitzpatrick, Lime Cooler, Hand, Belk, Modesty, Owen, Douthat, Skelton, and Gamble. And just behind them, you got Payson, Buckman, Sanchez, and Bentez. Bentez, Tony, made a run all the way up to the top 5. And it looked like he got a little squirrely off 3, finding himself in 14. Do not forget about the 15. As you take a look at Martinez, Vidal, Mayberry, Adamson, haven't really made a lot of noise just yet. As here we go, a little bit of pit strategy. Let's go down to Nico B. Slicko. It looks like they're not waiting to the 40 to 45 mark here, Slick.
Yeah, Bone, you got to kind of expect that out here today. We're about a quarter of the way through the race, and these boys are needing some tires and some fuel real bad. That's pretty critical at this point in the race. We're going to see about 30, 40-second pit stop times and start to finish, and we'll see if anybody can close in that gap on Dustin here.
Absolutely. Just like we were talking, Tone. Now, this could cause a third pit stop later, Tone.
Yeah, it could. I think those Central Cyclones boys are going to be right next to each other though, so I just feel like it's going to be one of those two guys at the end.
It looked like follow the leader. That you see Dustin go in, then the rest of the guys followed. As everybody racing off pit road to try to grab a couple spots. Still under our first caution. As we take a moment to thank our sponsors once again. Dude Wipes, Applebee's, Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Stenica Reds. Also, thank you to Piggly Wiggly for these incredible blimp shots that we're getting. We are live on the Bone and Tone Show on Circle Track TV. Also, don't forget to check out Billy the Kid at Twitch TV. Special thanks to Michael Henry once again as he is in the iRacing pace car. As now a couple cars missed their pits on the first round, Tone. They decided to do it here on the second as they know the caution's still underway.
Yeah, that's just their strategy, and that's what they're going to do. They're not going to follow the leader. They're not going to be like everybody else. So
It's almost as if they didn't realize the rest of the field was going to pit that first round, and they just had to make up for it here. As now the sun really peeking through the clouds, this could affect the track temperature pretty rapidly. And I would think the hotter that track gets, Tone, the more tire wear we're going to get, the more slick this track could seem. Even as wide as it is, it almost invites you to go 3 and 4 wide.
yeah, that track temperature is going to have a big effect here. With it peeking through the clouds, it's probably going to heat up a couple degrees here. So I think the race could change entirely. I don't know if Dustin's going to stay so far out here.
That's the really interesting thing on iRacing. You get a guy that dominates an entire race early. It only takes a couple bad moves from, let's say, 10th through 15th to put it back like this and just frustrate a driver. As we're waiting on the signal to go back green. Auto Club 400, Southern California, final time. As you take a look at the two Central Cyclones teammates, 1 and 2, Henry pulling off into the pits. We're getting ready to go back green. Nico B. Slicko, grab those beers, shifting gears. We're back green from the Auto Club 400. Now down to the inside, Powers, Lime Cooler trying to stay on his tail. Belk, Modesty, Hand, Fitzpatrick sorting themselves out 3 to 5. Dustin, just a super fast car today. Got to be happy with how it's working so far as Brandon Lime Cooler tries to stay somewhat on him. These two could just absolutely run away here, Tone.
Yeah, Powers and Lime Cooler, man. Lime Cooler's like a dart out there, and he's been in second place here, Bone.
You want to talk about an absolute start to a team? Brandon Lime Cooler wins the Daytona 500. Now you got both Central Cyclones running out front here at Auto Club.
Yeah, it's incredible what these two guys have done. I mean, the Daytona 500, now they're back here at Fontana, doing the same thing again, working together.
Seems to be an absolute trend. Powers, Lime Cooler, Belt, Fitzpatrick, Modesty, 4 Chevys and a Ford. Chevrolet absolutely dominating the top 10. Douthat trying to hang on. Now Alves is going to stick his nose up in there and get a top 10. Haven't talked about him a lot. Steve Alves all of a sudden putting his name in the hat. A lot of green flag racing so far. Big, wide, 2-mile-long Fontana. As we get some really nice in-car view here. Tony, you can really see how fast and close these guys race.
These guys are dodging and dipping, man. Like, it's so fun being out there. I used to drive, so I know what it's like, but when you're just watching in the car, it makes you want to get back in there.
As we take a look at Steve Alves, he's looking to gain 36 I rating right now if he just holds 10th, though.
Yeah, that's a lot of I rating here. I mean, top 5, I think he wants more than 10th. I think he's shooting for 5 here.
Almost a halfway through. Powers, Lime Cooler, Fitzpatrick, Modesty. As Powers and Lime Cooler outrunning the rest of the field right now. It's not seeming fair. Not really a lot of aggression through the back 5 through 10. As the Kodiak 3 of Joe Owens now welcomes himself into the top 10. Now 8 Chevrolets, only 2 Fords. Lap 35 of 80. And we got a little action, a little 3 wide. Steve Alves trying to split the group, and will do as he works himself up into the top 10. As we haven't talked a lot about gambling, just sitting outside the top 5, kind of lurking. As we had some early pit stops, it's going to change the strategy of the whole race as we work on further in this one. As they drag race down the backstretch. Couple of 2 wide pockets, mostly single file, everybody working their own line. No real aggression as they know that we're only halfway through. Only 1 caution, Tone. I was expecting them just a little bit more sloppy of a racetrack today, but everyone's seeming to handle quite well here.
Yeah, the handling's good, and And really, to me, it doesn't look like anybody else is being aggressive out there. So, for the looks of it right now, I think everybody's going to stay clean.
As Laverty trying to challenge Alves, unable to do so. Tom Laverty making his first race appearance here on Circle Track TV. Top 10 would be huge for an unsponsored car, as they almost start to work 3 wide as we're almost halfway through here in Fontana. Powers, Lime Cooler out front, dominating. Fitzpatrick and Modesty 3-4, as now Skelton goes to 4th. As now the 24 of Laverty getting on the inside of Alves, telling a drag race here.
Yeah, he went down low. And sorry, Bonnie. He went down low, and he just couldn't catch him there.
And now finally another Ford. We finally got another for the 24 of Thomas Laverty. He's racing out of his houseworks full time during the week. Does a little pest control on the weekend for a little part-time money to get these tires. Got that pony running now. Belkin to 9th, Sanchez, Skelton. Trying to hold off Sanchez for the 7. Yes, Powers and Lime Cooler. Have they took the suspense out of this race so far? Central Cyclones, 1-2. Halfway through. As let's go back down to Nick Obie, Slicko Slick. After taking that early pit, what lap are you expecting these guys, if we're going green, what lap are they going to come in?
I suspect around 60, 65, maybe even as late as 70. You want to sustain the tire speed, and make sure that the track temp stays as it is, so you don't wear down that rubber. They're going to be needing some fuel around that time too, so we'll see if anybody can gain up on the 2 boys in the front.
Right now, all Central Cyclones, not a chance. Gappleby time. Once again, want to thank Dude Wipes, Applebee's, Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Seneca Reds, Piggly Wiggly. As you take a look at the leader, co-owner of CCR, and he moved his headquarters to Kansas City, Missouri, Tone. It was a big move by the 11 to get to the Midwest Cyclones. And now running alongside the Daytona 500 winner, Brandon Lime Cooler. These guys are just absolutely loving themselves.
Yeah, they are, man. The move to Kansas City was big for Dustin, man. It took a lot of relief off his shoulders, man. It was a powerful move for that team, and he's loving life down here.
7 years in the making, as the 2 Central Cyclones shadowing each other. When we get to that final 5, do they fight? Or is Lime Cooler plenty okay with how this finishes? As now Alves takes Skelton for 8th. Battling for it back and forth, the Ford and the Chevrolet. Now Skelton with a nice little move to the inside, going to overtake Sanchez. As now Lime Cooler's going to go on the inside of Powers, and for the first time all day.
All day.
We have a new race leader, Brandon Lime Cooler. Could the kid go back-to-back Daytona and Auto Club 400?
Hey, I wonder if the 11 got bored and said, here, take some.
Almost what it seems like at this moment. He was gapping everybody so bad, but after that caution, Lime Cooler got a second breath, and now he's leading the race. Lap 43, Lime Cooler, Powers. As you take a look at him there, the Osage Beach, Missouri. Got him that new sponsor after that 500, Tony. He's on with Dude Wipes.
Hey, and you know why now? Because he's running at the top of the pack every week. So, congrats to Dude Wipes for picking up such a solid racer here.
Now you wonder, if these guys keep dominating like this, do they pick up another teammate, or are they just steady enough with the 2 of them?
Well, hey, more teammates out on the track, that's a lot more help. So I think they might continue to expand this team.
Couldn't agree more as you take a look. Drag race, Lime Cooler, Powers, lap 44, nobody else in sight. Fitzpatrick, Owens, Modesty, Gamblin, Sanchez, Skelton, Laverty, and Alves. As that second pack of cars running single file trying to catch these two, I just don't know if they can do it without a caution or a botched pit stop. As the cloud cover is almost fully burnt off here in California. Track starting to heat up a couple degrees. We'll go back into Slicko. Slick, are they expecting this track to heat up before lap 60?
Oh, it's already been heating up, Bone. It's about 4 degrees above the starting 81 degrees. So those tires are really sticking to that asphalt. We're gonna see some green flag pit stops if there's no yellow soon.
And that's what you worry about on these tracks, Tone. Daytona, California, the sunshine really heats them up quick and it changes it.
Yeah, it does, Bone. To me, Dustin and Lime Cooler, they're like a cigarette halfway out the pack.
Absolutely on fire early. Just a touch over halfway through here at Fontana. The Auto Club 400. Final time. As Fitzpatrick, Owen, and Modesty really starting to shuffle 3 through 5. Gambling. Sanchez and Alves sniffing that top 5 as Skelton and Laverty just hanging on to the top 10 right now. So far, most of the race is just absolutely dominated by Chevrolet. Yes, we want to thank Circle Track TV for bringing us this Auto Club 400 for the final time. As now Powers looks to the inside. He's trying to overtake Lime Cooler. Don't want to get into your teammate. As Powers says, I've let you run out front far enough, as Lime Cooler's not going to give it up easy, Tone.
Yeah, this is fun to watch, man. I don't know if they're out there playing or if they're actually racing here. So this is going to be fun till the end, I tell you.
And Lime Cooler going to back off and just bow down and let Powers take over the one spot once again. As they head down the backstretch all alone. Really spaced out. Fitzpatrick, Owen, Gamble. As we head toward the 50 lap mark here on Circle Track TV. As we talked about just a little earlier, was only expecting 2 pit stops. Everybody decided to pit just a little early. Could play out, but right now it's all Central Cyclones, the 11 and the 18. No movement in the top 10. Vintez just takes Vidal for 14th. Not really making any noise. As these guys start to shuffle up a little bit as we get a little later here, as you take a look at the 24 car, Tom Laverty racing that pony. No, we're back to 80% Chevrolets. I just can't get over the Chevrolets dominating the top 10.
It's every week. The Chevrolet makes a good car here, so I mean, no reason to believe they're not going to stay there.
Class AI Racing has the 17 of Daniel Skelton. Look out, scrapes the wall, able to hang on to it. As now the 7 of Randy Belk trying to look to the inside of Sanchez. No real mystery here. Powers, Lime Cooler out front. It's everybody else. As now Steve Alves is pulled up on the bumper of Belk. Really wanting that 8-hole. 51 done. The Bone and Tone Show. As you take a look at David Mayberry there, Tone.
Yeah, the live betting odds right now is plus 700, so a $100 bet's going to win you $700.
Hometown, Hershey, Pennsylvania. Really digging the mellow yellow. As now Buckman Tone gets a Toyota in the top 10.
Yeah, I think that's the second one we've seen today. So they continue to pop in and pop out. So we'll see where they can finish up.
As now Sanchez is going to overtake Belk. Now Belk right back to him. Back and forth they go. Belk all in one fell swoop's going to take Gamble and pull up to fourth. As they drag race. Belk, Gamble, back and forth. Really wanting that top 5, as that's going to improve your iRacing tremendously, getting that top 5, Tone.
Yeah, top 5's finish, that can move you up a lot. So these guys really want to finish in that top 5, but ultimately they want that number 1 spot.
As we tickle down toward just about pit stop time, I think this is going to be the final time they're going to pit. Are we going to be green? As now the 29 of Buckman works his Toyota into the 9th position. Now Gamble's going to overtake Sanchez. Still out front, Powers, Lime Cooler, trying to keep contact. 1-2, Central Cyclones, all Chevrolets, 1st through 6th. Couple of Fords, now we got another Toyota saying hello, it's Vidal. Gamble, Sanchez, still shuffling. Who wants that top 5 as they're almost a full 3 seconds behind Powers and Lime Cooler here, Tone.
Yeah, here goes Powers again. He's starting to build away a little bit from Lime Cooler, so we'll see how far he can gap away from him here.
As you take that look at there, the LGBTQ, the 12, the Bud Light. No real question up front. Auto Club 400, the final time. Powers, Lime Cooler, Fitzpatrick, Belk, Sanchez. Gamble, Laverty, Modesty, Vidal, and Alves round out your top 10. As Tone, as I take a look there, we have 7 cars that are out of this race right now.
That's incredible.
Down to just 23 cars.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but that's kind of incredible. We started at 30. We're down to 23. That's a lot there.
Only one caution, the 12 of Seth Fitzpatrick. He's going to donate all of his winnings today to the LBGTQ community. Not sure the blue-collar community agrees with this, Tone, but he's made up his mind on what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, once you make your mind up on something like that, there really ain't turning back. So, you know, congrats to him. He's going to do what he's going to do, so good for him.
As we got a little shuffling now, Modesty up to 8th, Alves the 9th, Gamble down to 10th. As now Laverty makes a nice move. He's going to take 2 cars, the 24 of Laverty, all the way up to 4th. Tom Laverty. And now Vidal in the top 5. 24 to go as we start to creep toward the money time of this race. Couple guys that we haven't talked about a whole lot starting to make their way up to the top 5. Payson, Bentes, Skelton, Alves, and Modesty looking on the outside of the top 5, but all Laverty, Fitzpatrick, Lime Coolers, and Power. As now Tom Laverty looks like he's going to be the first one to pull off. Let's see who follows him. Let's go down to Nico B. Slicko. It looks like a couple guys decided to come in early, Slick.
Pit lane is open for business, and I'm expecting a lot of business here real soon, Bone. We're starting to approach the time where 4 tires, 4 wheel changes, and a full tank of gas are very important this late in the race as we approach 75%. Back to you, Bone.
Now, Tone, right here, you normally would follow that leader, but they've decided that they're going to do it on their own.
Yeah, they're looking to see if they can gain an edge on the next runaround. So we'll see if it pays off. As
now here comes the leaders, Tone.
Yep, there they are.
23 to go, the Central Cyclones.
Hey, and don't think they're not talking here. This is strategy here, both of them.
Absolutely. I wonder if the pit crew was talking in their ear after a couple of cars came in, and then all of a sudden now you got the leaders coming in.
Interjecting here, Bone. It looks like we're going to go 4 tires and a full tank of gas. It's going to take about 40 seconds in and out. This is critical right here as we get late in the race. Back to you, Bone.
Thank you, Slick. Now as the board shuffles up a bit here, Tone, when you go green, they look like they got out pretty good as the Central Cyclones. Final time in the pits. Fontana, California, the Auto Club 400. Dude Wipes, Applebee's, Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Seneca Reds, and the Piggly Wiggly Blimp for the last time. We're going to go to Turn It Up. As we bring it back in, we got a Fitzpatrick leading the Auto Club 400. He has not made his way to pit road, but all Payson, Martinez, Polanco, Owen, Hand, Courier, and Sanchez. As the Central Cyclones hoping the pit strategy pays off as we stay green. 18 to go. Here on the Bone and Tone Show, live on Central Track TV. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you got a race you want us to do. As you take a look at the 21 of Neto Vidal. Up 26 spots from where he started, Tone.
Yeah, that's incredible here, man. He's running good, and look out, because he's coming.
As the race has been pretty clean all the way through, we've only had one caution. As now Vidal taking his pit stop. And now Payson. Fitzpatrick running out front, trying to get him a couple laps. He still has not pitted just yet. Payson, Vidal, Owen, Hand, Polanco, Powers, Lime Cooler, and Buckman. Your top 10. 17 to go. Gonna close the track down. As we take a look back in on the Bud Light, the LGBTQ, the 12. He's low on fuel, Tone. Here he comes.
Yep. And that might have been costly not coming in when the leaders came in. So we'll see what happens here, but I don't think that's going to turn out too well for that team.
As hang around after the race, Nick O.B. Slicko down in the pits, going to be live with our winner. As now the one of John Payson, trying to lead him a couple laps, get him a couple extra points. Been running a solid race all day. Hanging around the top 10. Still has yet to hit his pit stop, just 16 to go.
And look now, look who's coming, Bone. Powers and Lime Cooler, they're coming up. Here they come.
As the other cars have to get their pit stops. Powers and Lime Cooler have already made their pits, will not have to stop again. As now the 3 of Joe Owens comes to the inside, trying to get him a spot. Hand trying to hold him off. Don't think he's going to be able to do so, as Dustin Powers really putting it on now. Everybody having to pit under green. Martinez now going to be out front as Payson, Powers, Sanchez, Owens, Hand, Lime Cooler, Buckman, Belk, and Gamble, your top 10 as we go to 15 to go. Only one caution this whole race. We've been clean. Powers absolutely looking tough. As soon as Martinez has to pit, Tone, Powers is going to be all out alone by himself.
Yeah, he's going to be running away with it again. He's fast. He's really fast. That Central Cyclones team, man, they got it figured out here.
Everybody's spread out. No cautions. Powers loving his position. Don't forget about the 18 of Lime Cooler. He's going to be right there with Powers. The 13 laps to go. Auto Club 400. Going to close it down. As you take a look at the number 20, Igor Martinez, currently running third. Don't think he's pit yet, Tone.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. He's one of 3 cars still to pit here today, as you can see right there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Is he going to risk it? Payson, Courier, Martinez, Power, and Sanchez, your top 5. Lime Cooler, Owen, Hand, Buckman, and Belk. A lot of shuffling still to go. 12 to go. As you take a look at Jason Hand, the Pennzoil, 23, getting a little loose. Oh, boy, able to save it as we stay green. Go time coming soon. I have a feeling business is about to pick up, Tone.
Yeah, same here. This is going to get exciting toward the end.
Looks like a couple of these teams have already made up their mind. They're going to try to make it on one pit stop. As you take a look at the in-car cam, the 11, Dustin Powers. Been strong all day long. And looking to cap off another Central Cyclones victory. As we go to 10 to go. Live from the Bone and Tone shows, Circle Track TV. Once again, want to give that special shout out to Dude Wipes, Applebee's, Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Seneca Reds. Also want to thank Piggly Wiggly for the blimp shots. Let's set it 10 to go. Payson, Courier, Martinez, Powers, Lime Cooler, Sanchez, Buckman, Owen, Hand, and Belk, your top 10. Chevrolets. Having their way. 9 to go. Really incredible that we've been green this much through 80 laps. As you take a look at the 11, Dustin Powers, Tone.
Yeah, he's minus 700 right now, so $700 bet would win you $100.
Not the kind of odds I like, but the way he's running today, it's almost free money.
Yeah, it's a lot to win a little here, Bone. We know how that is. We've been there before.
As fans look forward to the NFL Sunday picks before every day, don't forget to turn into Circle Track TV for our NFL Insider parlays of the day, Tone and Bone. Beautiful footage here from the Central Cyclones, Circle Track TV. Payson, Martinez, Powers, Lime Cooler, Sanchez. 8 to go. Really spread out. Powers and Lime Cooler are wondering, Tone, is Payson and Martinez going to be able to make it here?
Yeah, right now they're scratching their head saying, how does he have enough? How does he have enough? They did the math. How does he have enough? So I believe they believe they're going to win this race still.
Payson, Martinez 5 seconds ahead of that next pack of Powers and Lime Cooler. Only on one pit stop as we're going to go down to Nick Obie Slicko. Slick, are these cars going to be able to make these final 7 laps on one pit?
I honestly don't think so. I think we're going to see him start putting around the turn 4 at about lap 4 or 5. And then I see Powers be taking the lead.
And speak of the devil, here comes one of them right now. As Payson's going to come down, he's completely out of gas.
Yeah, sorry, Bone. That's really unfortunate. Run all day into pit with 6 to go. How can you possibly believe that you're going to be back up to win this race?
As we've been talking about all day, the pit strategy is so important here in Southern California. Is now Martinez. Do we wonder the 20? Does he have enough?
Yeah, this is his first ever cup lap lead ever. So this is special for him out here right now.
As the Ford, Igor Martinez leading his first ever cup laps. Does he have enough fuel to get there? 6 to go. Powers and Lime Cooler right in there behind him. Sanchez, Belk, Buckman, Owen, and now Duthit and Fitzpatrick is going to take a spot in the top 10, and they're actually going to take over Duthit for 9th. As that's the only action we have right now is Laverty's going to bring himself into the top 10. As you take a look at the bumper cam, the Central Cyclones, the 11 Powers, going to come to the inside. He wants Martinez. He's going to have him. Central Cyclones all day from the Auto Club 400. 5 to go. Bone and Tone, week 2. Let's set it for you one last time. Powers, Martinez, Lime Cooler, Sanchez, and Belk, your top 5. Buckman, Fitzpatrick, Owen, Hand, round out your top 10. 4 to go. Gonna close down Auto Club. Can Powers hang on? No more pitch strategies involved as now Lime Cooler to the inside. He's gonna take Martinez. Now they're 1-2 again. Tone, can Lime Cooler catch any part of Powers with 3 to go?
I mean, he has before this race, but I don't know how much he was just playing with him. This car just looks special. A lot, really different. Yeah, Lime Cooler might want to talk to Powers and see, what do you got under there?
3 to go, Lime Cooler. He made a big move, 3 and 4 at Daytona. I don't know if he can make up 2 seconds in the final 3. Martinez, Sanchez, Belk trying to hang on to the top 5. Buckman, Fitzpatrick, Owens, and Alves. Almost 11 seconds behind your pole sitter, your race leader, the number 11, Dustin Powers. The Carolina kid absolutely getting it on. 2 to go. Lime Cooler making up just a few tenths of a second at a time. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Martinez and Sanchez, Belk have no choice but to accept the top 5. Dustin Powers coming around turn 3 and 4, headed to the start-finish line. Powers. Gonna bring us the white flag. All he has to do is stay clean. Central Cyclones in perfect position for the 1-2. As Powers down the backstretch at Fontana for the final time. Off into turn 3. Now 4. The 11. Central Cyclones, Dustin Power. Wire to wire. Auto Club 400 winner, Tone. This Central Cyclone team going to be ready to party after this one.
Yeah, that's back-to-back weeks. Daytona, now Fontana. Let's see what they can do next week.
As your unofficial race results, Powers, Lime Cooler, the 4 of Sanchez, 20 of Martinez, the 7 of Belk, Fitzpatrick, Buckman, Laverty, Duthit, and Owen. Your top 10. Alves finishes just outside the top 10 with the number 11 finish. As the two Central Cyclones teammates acknowledge each other from a great race as Powers pulling up to the start-finish line here. Should be a big celebration.
Hey, it's a team celebration. Look at this. It's a team out there. This is special. This is what racing's about. They're just playing around like they were on the track today. Looked like they were playing with toys out there today.
Absolutely was never in doubt. Great pit strategies from the Central Cyclones as they butt up on the front stretch. You don't see this very often.
You don't. This is special. This is fun, man. This is beautiful. Somebody get a picture of this, please.
As the two teammates, hood to hood, burning the rubber off as these fans go nuts.
Wow. This is special. This is something two buddies, they dream of this kind of stuff, man. If your partner, man, if he's in racing and you guys can take a checkered and you do something like that, that is absolutely beautiful here on the track.
As Dustin Powers burns the rest of that rubber off. We wait for him to go down pit road.
Into the wall here. The 11 is into the wall. Hey, you're just having fun, but hey, the team's out there like, hey, don't touch that race car.
It's very expensive machines. Applebee's, Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Seneca Reds, Piggly Wiggly as we wait for our Auto Club 400 winner, Dustin Powers. And we will go live to Nico B. Slicko down there. We're going to have a full interview with your winner. Just 2 races into the season, the Central Cyclones now have a Auto Club 400 and a Daytona 500 under this new team's belt. As Dustin races down there towards Slicko. This should be a fun interview, Tony. This guy has been working night and day to get this I rating up and to get into that Division 1, and now here he is in victory lane.
Hey, if I was Powers, I'd be talking about beers and brats with the boys here today, boy.
And let's get down there to Slicko. He's live with Dustin Powers, our race winner.
Hey, Bone, down here in victory lane with Dustin. He's super excited. Got to get the confetti wiped off our hats. Dustin wins. You were looking good out there today. Walk us through how it feels.
Man, I tell you what, that car was hooked up from lap 1 to lap 80. That's by far the fastest race car I've ever drove. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody back in the garage, everybody with the team. Shout out to my teammate. I see we got a 1-2. We put on a show for the crowd out there at that burnout at the start finish line. Man, this feels great.
Yeah, that looked real fun out there, Dustin. It looks like that early green flag pit stop paid off. Any shout outs you want to give to that, and what walk us through that strategy?
Yeah, so we kind of had it planned out early on that if there was early caution like there was, we was going to split the run half and half. That way we would gain advantage with having fresher tires early in the run, so we could just stay above the field the whole way. You know, it was total domination out there, man. It's unbelievable. Fastest car I've ever drove. Hate it for the guys. I blew it up on the burnout out there, but you know, sometimes you just gotta sacrifice it all whenever you have a win.
As Powers and Lime Cooler take the 1 and 2, Central Cyclones looking really good out there. What can we expect on the next race?
Man, if it's anything like this race here, being for an action-packed season from Central Cyclones, I tell you what, because boy, we was fast. I felt like I didn't see anybody in my mirror the whole race. Till the end there, I was kind of worried if them two guys out front were actually gonna make it on fuel. I was running the one guy down, and I think I passed him with like 7 laps to go there. I knew I was gonna catch him within 10. I was just wondering if they were gonna make it there towards the end on fuel, and it all worked out. So gotta thank my team, Central Cyclones. I don't really have any sponsors. I got something in the works with Seneca Reds and Applebee's, so maybe next time you might see a new sponsor on the car. Definitely is awesome bringing home a win. I'd like to give a shout out to Yinglings too. Everybody grab your beers and shift them gears.
All right, Dustin, congratulations on your Auto Club win. Back to you, Bo.
Absolute chaos these first 2 weeks from the Central Cyclones. As once again, we want to thank Circle Track TV. Give a little shout out to Billy the Kid. Thank you to Michael Henry for driving the pace car for the one caution we had for the final time here in Southern California. I'm Bone. He's Tone. That's Nico B. Slicko. We'll see you next week on Circle Track TV.